Something else I want to say about this, along the lines of what I was just writing about in my two previous stories, because I see this a lot in the community with a lot of people who do really great work, but this is forever work. It's you're on the mat every day, which is why I have like the saying, and I shared that post yesterday that I had written a while ago, that your life is content for your work and content for your self-mastery, and for just your differing relationship to your ego and your patterning and your behaviors, and in removing layer upon layer upon layer to get to the deeper, truer thing. It's every day. You just get deeper along the work. And more is revealed to you as you go. There's like the initial first kind of maybe super dramatic layers of egoic programming that you will remove, but as you go, there will be more intricate, more sneaky, those like gnarly things, those gnarly patterns that you have, that you do, those places where you're not interacting with truth, but you're interacting with some belief, or from some wound, or from just a place that's not fully clean. And what I see out there is a lot of people actually stop doing that work. They don't continue to show up every day. It may be completely unconscious. They're not necessarily, maybe consciously saying, well, I'm done, I'm good now. But this is literally daily work. Like, I watch myself in interactions every day and in reactions. Like, it's what my teacher would call showing up to the mat every day. You do your yoga practice, or you do your gym sessions, or whatever it is that you do. This is your version of showing up to the mat every day. And it doesn't necessarily look like 4-hour meditations, 1 hour, even 20-minute meditations. Like, I'm not a person who has like this is the thing that I do like every day. I do what is true every day. And there are certain practices certainly that help me to see. But the majority of this work and the unraveling has actually happened in witness, in presence, every single day, in the moment. That's actually the work. And then I personally like to go in and break it down for myself and explore, like, what was that actually? It really feels like being an archaeologist within your own energetic system and within your own just self, of like, what's the shit that you do? Can you like really look at it? Can you really be honest and be willing to see the like ugly stuff that you do, and become really comfortable in that spot, which obviously comes with time, and there's no perfection, and all of that. But it felt kind of potent to say, because I notice a lot of people kind of maybe burn off the initial layers, and then it's like they stop doing the work, and you can see all the ego that's still there. And that ain't it. That ain't it, because if you're going to be a teacher or a mentor or a coach or whatever it is, you are called to the mat first. It really feels like being an archaeologist within your own energetic system and within your own just self, of like, what's the shit that you do? Can you like really look at it? Can you really be honest and be willing to see the like ugly stuff that you do, and become really comfortable in that spot, which obviously comes with time, and there's no perfection, and all of that. But it felt kind of potent to say, because I notice a lot of people kind of maybe burn off the initial layers, and then it's like they stop doing the work, and you can see all the ego that's still there. And that ain't it. That ain't it, because if you're going to be a teacher or a mentor or a coach or whatever it is, you are called to the mat first. Because what is actually, like, my husband and I were talking about this, a few days ago, and it's actually been top of mind for me. Like, what is a teacher or a mentor or a therapist, or like whatever these like one-on-one or group session spaces are? And do you have to do the work with another person? No, you absolutely don't have to do the work with another person. In fact, as I just said, because it's your life that's the work for you, it's you showing up willing and able and with growing capacity to witness yourself and growing presence in the moment to like literally watch yourself do certain things. No, that like you absolutely, there's nothing you have to do or a way that you have to do it. You do you, boo. Like, really, you do it however you need to do it. However, what is the benefit of working with somebody, whatever they're called, right? Like in my realm, it would be teacher, mentor, coach. Well, the benefit is their sight. The benefit is that they can point out your blind spots. The benefit is they can shine a light to the things that you're not really wanting to see right now and to call it for what it is, which, by the way, agitates the ego. You might be like, fuck this person, like, that ain't true about me. And all of that is part of the process, right? And they're also for helping to compress time for us and to honestly ease the process for us. If I think about when I first kind of like, I don't even know what to like call it. I don't necessarily 100% resonate with this like awakening word, but for lack of a better word, that is kind of what it is. When you kind of like the light comes on and you just start to see certain things and it's like fucking Matrix. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, what did I create? What path am I being led down? It can be really scary. It can be really messy. It's not really clear what's going on. There can be like physical symptoms to it. There can be psychological, emotional symptoms to it. Like, it's deeply destabilizing. Like it was for me until I kind of landed in a place where, and I was ready to hear of, by the way, this is what that is. And it's like, oh fuck, this is what that is. And that's the benefit, if you want it for yourself, of potentially working with somebody else, even somebody to say, hey, keep going, or hey, that's super normal, or to put a word to what it is that you're experiencing. And somebody who's not somebody who's perfect and who's figured it all out, but somebody who's maybe a little bit further along in the journey for you, sometimes a lot further along in the journey than you. It depends on who you're working with, who can bring their experience, like I said, bring their sight and what they see as you unravel these things within yourself. So that's the benefit, and you don't have to do it. There's nothing you have to do. You could also never do this work and just like in this lifetime, like live life in your ego, and that's all like cool. There's really like, all of us are in different places, but it felt ripe for being talked about because it is something that I notice, and a bit of a spiritual ego that I see in the community. Sometimes, because there are definitely a lot of people where I'm like, you're not doing the work anymore. You're not doing the work anymore. And by the way, in people showing you process, showing you and sharing with you, which I believe to be in deep service, how they move through their own patterning, how they unravel it, like talk it out with you. In you, it might manifest really differently than in them, but you see actually how to think, how to see, because once you see, you will see more and more. There's no backward button on this shit, unfortunately. That just felt really important to identify. Let me know what you guys think.